This one's for the old neighborhood, the roots and the crown, for everything they built here that can't be torn down. Varrio Eterno, por vida. Varrio Eterno, the eternal home ground where the roots run deeper than the freeway sound. They can change the zip code, raise the rent, paint the walls. Varrio Eterno, the spirit never falls. My great-grandfather laid the bricks on Mission and 4th. 1947, fresh from crossing north. He built half the houses on the street with his crew, then bought the smartest one himself when the work was through. 4 generations later, I still walk that floor. Same old boards he sanded, same frame, same door. The Varrio grew around us like rings on a tree. Every layer a decade of the familiar story. The corner store's at 5 owners, but it's always been ours. The Panaderia's 3rd generation working the hours. The church bells still ring the same 11 o'clock. That rang for my Abuela's wedding on the same block. They call it urban renewal when they eye our streets, but you can't renew what's eternal. The Varrio beats. Varrio Eterno, standing through the years, built on sweat and sacrifice, baptized in tears. From the bricks to the murals to the names in cement. Varrio Eterno, heaven sent. And as long as one familia keeps a porch light on, the Varrio lives forever, never gone. Never gone. Yeah. Let me take you on a walking tour of eternity's proof. The mural on the laundry mat with the Aztec roof, painted 1972 by the Barraza brothers' hands, retouched by their grandchildren. The image still stands. The handball court where legends earned their weekend fame, still hosting Sunday tournaments. Same wall, same game. The bench outside the barber shop where the OGs hold court. Supreme Court of the Varrio, wisdom's last resort. Doña Chelo's garden roses climbing 40 years strong. Through droughts and through the earthquakes, they never grew wrong. Every landmark's a lighthouse for the ones who moved away. They come back for the holidays, and the roots make them stay. And the interest ain't a home. See, your home's got a soul, and the Varrio soul's eternal. That's the story I hold. Varrio Eterno, the eternal home ground where the roots run deeper than the freeway sound. It can change the zip code, raise the rent, paint the walls. Varrio Eterno, the spirit never falls. Yeah. Now the developers keep circling with their glossy brochures, talking condos in Koru with the taqueria indoors. And I won't lie, some blocks have fall into the wave, but the Varrio learned to organize what it wants to say. We got the community land trust holding 22 homes, got the legacy business from protecting old thrones. The youth councils documenting every elder's tale, an archive of the eternal that will never go stale. Cause the Varrio ain't nostalgia, it's a living design, a blueprint of belonging passed down the line. My daughter knows the mural stories, knows the handball court kings, knows Doña Chelo's rose names, and the church bell rings. The 5th generation's rising with the roots in the stride. Varrio Eterno, eternity's pride. Varrio Eterno, standing through the years, built on sweat and sacrifice, baptized in tears. From the bricks to the murals to the names in cement. Varrio Eterno, heaven sent. And as long as one familia keeps a porch light on, the Varrio lives forever, never gone. Por vida, por siempre. The eternal ground, Varrio Eterno. Pass it down. Yeah. Cause on the wall, you wrote it well. Don't wash away. Yeah. Before the internet, archives in the cloud's cold shelf, the Varrio kept its history on the walls itself. Old English letters flowing on the underpass face, a calligraphy belonging marking sacred space. Now easy, I ain't glorifying scribble and mess. There's a difference between vandalism and an artful address. The Placas of the old school were a census and paint. Who loved here, who lived here, who fell here, who ain't. My Tio Chuco wrote the cleanest hand on the east. His letters stood like soldiers at attention release. Museums call it folk art, now they study the form. Professors write their papers on what we did in the storm, but we knew what it was then and we know it today. A people writing we exist when the maps looked away. Placas on the wall, the Varrio's on hand. Old English letters helping strangers understand. This ground held a people with a story to tell. Placas on the wall, they wrote it well. And though the walls get painted over, gray on gray on gray, what the letters testify don't wash The city sent the buff crews every couple of weeks. Gray patches on the murals like censorship streaks. But Chuco and the riders treated gray like a gift. Fresh canvas for the next piece, the eternal shift. In the 80s brought the mural movement organized and grand. The Placas grew to masterpieces 20 feet span. As they warriors and the virgin and the farm workers fight. History and never sold the Varrio's light. Chuco traders spread for brushes, got commissioned by the town. The same hand they used to chase now wears a legacy crown. His mural on the community center's 40 feet wide. 3 generations painted crossing the Varrio's pride. And in the corner, small and humble, Lizzo Placa remains a signature of where it started. Respect to the veins. From the Placa to the mural to the gallery hall. The hand that wrote the corner wrote it all. Respect the evolution, remember the seed. Placas on the wall, the original creed. The original creed. In every art form, got a ledger of the ones who paid. The writers who caught cases for the marks they made. Some call it crime, some call it a voice with no vote. History will tell you it was both that they wrote. So when you see the old school letters preserved under glass, remember they were outlaws for the curator's class. Now my daughter takes a class called Chicano art and sign at the university. Chuco's works in the outline. She called me from the lecture hall, whispering with glee. Poppy Tio Chuco's Placas on the slide. Slide, breathe. The professor spoke a seminal barrio topography, and my daughter raised a hand and shared the family story. How the hand that wrote the walls once painted the room. Unicorns in Old English, tradition in bloom. Chuco passed away, goes back, but his letters live on. In the murals, in the textbooks, in the archives dawn. The city that once bucked and put a plaque on his wall. Master of the Placa, the redemption of it all. So write your name with honor, whatever you want. Make the letters worth preserving when the history calls. Placas on the wall, the Varrio's on hand. Old English letters helping strangers understand. This ground held up people with a story to tell. Placas on the wall, they wrote it well. And though the walls get painted over, gray on gray on gray, what the letters testify don't wash away. Consafos, Gio Chuco, your hand still guides. Placas on the wall, where the history rides. For the ones who cross with nothing but a prayer and a plan, and built the whole tomorrow with their own 2 hands. First generation, honor them. My mother crossed at 19 with a borrowed address, and a photograph of parents she see 2 decades less. She worked the garment district when the pay was a dare, sewing labels on the dresses she could never wear. My father followed harvests up and down the state spine, peaches, grapes, and strawberries, the seasonal line. They met at an ESL class at the community hall. 2 accents finding hello, the beginning of it all. They saved in coffee cans and under mattress and floor. Every dollar a soldier in the family war. Bought the house on 4th in 1989. The first deed with our name on it, the crossing of the line. And when they signed those papers, Mama wept on the desk. First generation triumph, no need for the rest. First generation, the bridge in the door, the ones who ate the struggle so their kids could soar. Every callous a currency, every shift a stone. First generation, they built the home, and we who walk the highways that their sacrifice paved. Oh, every single mile to the road they brave. I watched my mother study for her citizenship test. Flashcards at the kitchen table, midnight's requests. 100 civics questions in her second tongue. She scored a perfect paper, the anthem she sung. My father learned his English from the radio and jobs from 4 men and the paychecks and the weekend swap. He never lost his accent and he wore it like a medal. Mijo, an accent means you conquered 2 worlds, that's the medal. They never took a handout, though the times got lean. Just work with the persistence that the books never seen. And every parent teacher conference, they sit in the front, dressed in Sunday's finest for their education hunt. They couldn't check my essays, but they checked them my grind. We didn't cross the desert for a seat, entiende? Fine. Stand up for the crossers, the builders, the first, the ones who planted orchards while enduring the thirst. The visa stamps and calluses, the double shift gears. First generation pioneer.
In the beautiful arithmetic that immigrants know, 1 generation sacrifice, 3 generations grow. My mother sewed the dresses, my daughter designs, my father picked the peaches, my son owns the vines. That's the compound interest of the border crossed. Every risk they took returning what the crossing cost.
Now mama's 73 with the garden and the peace, a citizenship certificate framed like a masterpiece. She video calls her sisters in the Pueblo each week. 60 years of separation, the bridges they keep. And Papa's got his workshop and his grandkids in tow, teaching them the tools and the things hands should know. Last month my daughter interviewed them for her college thesis. Migration and resilience, she wrote every piece. She read it to them, slowly translating with care. And my father took his hat off like the words were a prayer. You made our crossing part of history shelf. He said, Mija, you're the reason that we crossed ourselves. So here's to every first generation still holding the line. Your courage is the vintage we drink from your vine. First generation, the bridge in the door, the ones who ate the struggle so their kids could soar. Every callous a currency, every shift a stone. First generation, they built the home, and we who walked the highways that their sacrifice paved. Oh, every single mile to the road they braved. Gracias, mama. Gracias, Papa. First generation, forever. La primera, the way.
Outside battles. Outside battles, Barbie. Yeah. Outside Beto's barbershop, there's a bench made of oak, worn smooth by 50 years of the Varrio's folk, the OG's bench. You don't sit there unearned. It's a seat you get promoted to when wisdom's confirmed. Down Aurelio holds the center, 86 and sharp, a living encyclopedia with a straw hat heart. To his left is Don Ramon, who ran the union in his day, organized the whole cannery for dignity's pay. To the right is Senior Vega, the retired principal, 40 years of shaping minds, invincible. They convene at 9 each morning like a Supreme Court session. Coffee from the Panadería, the standing procession. And the Varrio brings his questions to the bench's domain. Marriage trouble, business trouble, joy and pain. The OG's bench where the wisdom resides. 50 years of lessons on the boulevard side. Bring your questions, bring respect, bring cafecito too. The OG's bench got an answer for you. And when the elders speak softly, the smart ones lean in. Cause the library is burning every time we lose it. I was 17 and furious the first time I went. My father just been laid off and the rage needed vent. I wanted to quit high school, get a job, save the house. Don Aurelio heard me out without moving his mouth. Then he told me about the winter when his father fell ill, 1953. He was 17 still, he quit school for the fields and he never went back. I saved the house, mijo, but I paid with my trap. My hands fed the familiar, my head stayed unfed. Don't repeat my sacrifice, honor it instead. Then Ramon found my father, worked through the unions, Ovine and Vega got me tutoring to keep my grades in line. The bench solved in one morning what my anger could not. 3 elders in the memory, the Barrio stink spot. Pull up a crate, young one, the bench is in session. Every scar they carry is a masterclass lesson. The University of the Boulevard, no tuition, no test, just respect for the OGs. The Varrio's best. And the bench has a silence is sacred and long. When the name gets mentioned from a decade gone, they tip their hats in unison to compadres past. The bench keeps attendance of the first and the last. An empty spot of oak wood where Don Chuy once sat. Nobody takes his station.
respect holds it intact. Last spring down Abuelo called me over with his cane. I figured he had chores for me, the usual campaign. Instead he pat the oak wood, said siéntate aquí, and the whole bench went quiet as the offer hung free. You've been bringing us your questions for 32 years. Now you're bringing us the answers, the shift of the gears. The young ones ask about you at the shop in the court. It's time you took a seat here. The bench is cohort. I sat down on that oak wood like it was made of gold thread. 4 generations of the wisdom holding up my spread. And my first case as a bench member came within the hour. A 16-year-old furious about his family's power. I heard him out in silence like Aurelio taught, then gave him my own win of the lesson I'd call the OG's bench, where the wisdom resides. 50 years of lessons on the boulevard side. Bring your questions, bring respect, bring cafecito too. The OG's bench got an answer for you. And when the elders speak softly, the smart ones lean in, 'cause the library is burning every time we lose them. 9 a.m. tomorrow, the bench convenes. The OG's bench forever. Pass the wisdom gene.
Brown Pride. Brown Pride. Brown Pride. Brown Pride. Say it with your chest out wide. For the culture and the history, riding side by side. From the pyramids to the boulevards, the lineage is long. Brown Pride forever. This is our song. Yeah. I come from architects who map the stars with stone. From mathematicians counting 0, 1 they own. From poets into languages, from healers with herbs. From builders of the aqueducts that outlived empires' curves. The textbooks gave us paragraphs, we deserve the tome. So we teach our own children where the truth calls home. My blood's got Teotihuacan and Zacatecas minds. Got revolution in corridors moving through the lines. Got the grandmothers who heal with the yerba and prayer. Got the campesinos feeding nations with they share. So when I say brown pride, it ain't versus no one. It's a lighthouse for my daughter, it's a rising sun. It's knowing where you come from when the world spins doubt. A people with deep roots don't get blown out. Brown pride, wear it like a crown. From the fields to the courtrooms to the border town. Every shade of the earth in a beautiful range. Brown pride eternal, never gonna change. And we lift as we climb, that's the code of the proud. Say it for the ancestors. Say it loud. Pride and arrogance, entiende, let me draw the line. Arrogance needs an audience, pride needs a spine. It's showing up in Sunday best to the school board fight. It's translating for your parents and getting it right. It's the valedictorian thanking Abuelo in Spanish while the auditorium weeps and the doubts vanish. It's the businesses with familiar names on the sign. 3rd generation Panaderos holding the line. It's the doctor who returns to the clinic 'cause she knew as the kid in the waiting room. Now she's coming through. It's the Veterano teaching chess in the park. The muralist reviving history after dark. Every act of excellence with the culture in tow. That's the brown pride harvest, watch the seedlings grow. Brown pride, say it with your chest out wide. For the culture and the history, riding side by side. From the pyramids to the boulevards, the lineage is long. Brown pride forever. This is our song. And for the young ones feeling caught between 2 flags, 2 languages, 2 kitchens, 2 graduation tags. You ain't half for nothing, you're a double complete. Bicultural arithmetic, twice the heartbeat. The hyphen in your story is a bridge, not a crack. Walk it with your head high, there's no turning back. My daughter asked me once why we honk for the flag parade, why the pride festivals matter, why the murals get made. I took her to the fields where her bisabuelo bench, showed her the Union Hall where his Sundays went. Then I took her to the university, showed her the wall where the brown graduates photos line the hall. Me high pride's a relay, he ran so I could stride. I run so you can soar, that's the brown pride ride. She's pre-med now at 20 with the bisabuelo's grit, doing research on diabetes. The body was benefiting when she walks the stage in the cap and the gown. 4 generations rising, that's the real brown crown. So say it in the fields and the towers and the school. Brown pride forever, the golden rule. Brown pride, wear it like a crown. From the fields to the courtrooms to the border town. Every shade of the earth in a beautiful range. Brown pride eternal, never gonna change. And we live as we climb, that's the code of the proud. Say it for the ancestors.
Say it loud. Que viva la raza. Que viva the dream. Brown Pride forever.
The Eternal Team.
Proud. This is our song. Press the creases sharp, shine the calcos right. First Sunday of the month, the Pachuco night. Zoot Sundays, orale. Zoot Sundays at the Veterans Hall. High waist, wide brim, the sharpest of all. Swing to the tender like it's 1943. Zoot Sundays, living history. First Sunday of the month, the time machine unlocks. The Veterans Hall transforms to the Pachuco docks. The elders bring the trojans from the cedar-lined chest. Drapes and wreaths and feathers, the coach's best dressed. Don Felipe's 89 in his suit still fits. Midnight blue with the watch chain, the original hits. He learned to swing in wartime when the city burned wild. When wearing that same fabric marked the rebel exile. The sailors in the headlights tried to strip them of pride, but the Pachucos held their posture and the culture survived. Now he glides across the ballroom with his queen at his arm. 89 years of swagger, undiminished charm. And the young ones study every step, tattoos and all. Learning that rebellion can be elegant and tall. Zoot Sunday, the tradition on parade. Every pleat's a piece of history that refuse to fade. Swing out with your partner, let the trumpet shine. Zoot Sunday, drop down the line. From the rise to the ballrooms, the fabric survive. Wear the drape with reverence, the Pachuco's alive. Soy Angelica, my grandmother was a Pachuca queen. Pompadour and pencil skirt at sweet 17. She kept the photos in the hat box, I found them at 12. Black and whites of a rebellion styling on a shelf. She told me about the 40s when the city drew lines. When speaking Spanish in the wrong zone came with fines. The Pachucas wore their pride like armor with thread. High hair and attitude, unbowed, she said. They wrote us up, it's trouble in the papers, mija. But we were just teenagers refusing to disappear. Now I run the Sunday classes, teaching swing to the youth. Every spin's a resurrection, every dip's a truth. And when I wear her earrings on the first Sunday floor, my grandmother's still dancing forevermore. Zoot Sundays at the Veterans Hall. High waist, wide brim, the sharpest of all. Swing to the tender like it's 1943. Zoot Sundays, living history. The DJ spins the Paris Prado and the hall levitates. 3 generations swinging through the figure eights. The teenagers came skeptical, dragged by their tears. Now they're arguing about brim widths and the proper creas. Lil Marcus got his first suit from Don Felipe's line. A hand-me-down to midnight blue, the passing of the shine. The old man fixed the shoulder, said, now listen, young sir. This fabric marched through fire so your pride could occur. Wear it to the weddings where it's standing up tall. But most of all, wear the dignity that's under it all. And at the night's last tender, when the trumpets crescendo, the whole floor moves together, one swinging memento. 80 years of elegance, refusing to quit. Zoot Sundays, forever, the culture's fit. Zoot Sunday, the tradition on parade. Every pleat's a piece of history that refuse to fade. Swing out with your partner, let the trumpet shine. Zoot Sunday, drop down the line. From the rise to the ballrooms, the fabric survived. Wear the drape with reverence, the Pachuco's alive. First Sunday, next month, pressure creases right. Zoot Sundays, keep the legacy tight. Orale, con estilo.
Handball Courts. Yeah. Handball Courts, where the legends get made. Handball Handball courts where the legends get made. One wall, one ball, and the sweat for trade. Winner stay, losers pay for the aguas all around. Handball courts, the Varrio's proven ground. The wall at Ruben Salazar Park's been standing 50 years. A concrete coliseum soaked in glory and tears. Every Saturday morning the rotation begins. The old timers claim the early hours before the heat wins. Don Mario 67 with the kill shot like a sniper. Hits the corner so precise the young ones call him the Viper. He played this wall in 70 with tape around his hands. Same wall, same corner shots, 5 decades of demands. The courts of meritocracy, no cloud accepted here. Your resume is rallies and the hustle is clear. CEOs and bus boys enter equal at the line. The wall don't check your paycheck, just your serve and your spine. And the sidelines full of critics with their expert reviews. The handball court parliament debating the new. One wall, one ball, one bounce, one chance. The handball court's been hosting the Varrio dance. From the schoolyard to the seniors, the rotation goes on. Handball courts forever, from dusk to dawn. And when your palm goes numb and your lungs catch fire, that's the court's tuition, climbing you higher. Yeah. I learned the game at 9 from my Tio Rafael, who learned it from his father, the dynasty's tale. First lesson wasn't serving, wasn't kill shots or spin. It was shake your opponent's hand whether you lose or you win. The court taught me geometry before the classroom did. Angles and trajectories, the physics of the kid. Taught me how to lose on Saturday and come back Sunday strong. Taught me talk is temporary, but the wall's never wrong. I seen beef get settled on this concrete floor. 2 hot heads playing 11, no need for more. The court's a pressure valve, the Varrio installed, where the tension becomes tournament and nobody falls. And the champions get remembered like the murals get pinned. The wall of famous Salazar where legends transcend. Handball courts where the legends get made. One wall, one ball, and the sweat for trade. Winners stay, losers pay for the aguas all around. Handball court, the Varrio's proven ground. And the city tried to demo the wall in 09, called it underutilized. The bureaucrats line for 100 players, pack the council in their gym shorts and pride. Don Mario brought us trophies, the whole court testified. The wall got landmarks, status, and the fresh coat of paint. You don't demolish a cathedral, the court is a saint. Yeah, now my son's in the rotation, 12 years old and quick. Got his grandfather's reflexes and his own bag of tricks. Don Mario schools in Bentley like the elders once did me. The curriculum he turned off the walls degree. Last Saturday the kid took the game off the Viper. The sidelines when eruption, the stakes couldn't be right, but Mario shook his hand and smiled. The wall stays undefeated, but today you made it proud. Migo lesson completed, and I watch from the fence line with my coffee and my heart full of 50 years of Saturdays of passing of the art. The ball keeps on bouncing like the Barrio's post. One wall standing steady while the world convulses. So here's to every handball court holding down his ground. The cheapest university, wisdom by the pound. One wall, one ball, one bounce, one chance. The handball court's been hosting the Varrio's dance. From the schoolyard to the seniors, the rotation goes on. Handball courts forever, from dusk to dawn. And when your palm goes numb and your lungs catch fire, that's the court's tuition, climbing you higher. Next game, who got next? The rotation calls. Handball courts forever. Long live the wall. My grandfather kept a jar of soil from his rancho in Jalisco on the windowsill of the kitchen next to his transistor disco. He'd hold it on the hard days like a compass of the earth. Esta tierra me recuerda where my spirit got its birth. When he passed, we did his bidding with a ceremony small. Half the jar went in his casket, the rancher's final call. The other half my father mixed into our backyard bed, where the chilas and the roses and the yerba buena spread. Now the tierra's got 2 homelands, my father explained. Jalisco in the roots and California in the rain. And that garden grew like scripture, abundant and true. 2 soils in conversation, the old feeding the new. So when I talk about mi tierra, entiende the phrase. It's the dirt of 2 countries in a single vase. Mi tierra, mi calle, my soil and my street. The ground where my familia planted its feet. From the rancho to the barrio, the earth holds the line. Mi tierra, mi calle,
can't uproot the people who carry their land. In a jar on the windowsill, in the palm of their hand. Yeah, now the Calle part. Let me sing about the street. Whittier to the alley where the sidewalks meet. I know every crack and pothole like the lines on my palm. The fault map on my footsteps, the concrete psalm. The street taught me to ride a bike, to drive, to shave. In the side mirror of the Chevy that my father gave. The curb where I first kissed the girl who became my wife. The corner where the ambulance once saved my father's life. Every meter of this asphalt holds a chapter of us. The quinceañera caravans, the funeral bus. The street's a family member with the name and the soul. She's watched 4 generations grow and taking the toll. So when the new investors ask me what's this block really worth, I tell them your price and memory, the deeds in the earth. La Tierra remembers every footstep we take. La Calle keeps the stories that the years can't shake. Hold your ground, plant your roots, let the seasons come. Mi tierra, mi calle, the eternal drum. And my daughter keeps a jar now on a college shelf. So from my backyard garden, the tradition itself. Third vessel of the Tierra and the family's line. Jalisco to the Varrio to a dorm's design. She says it grounds her when the campus feels foreign and wide. A windowsill, a homeland, a portable pride. Last summer we were playing at the garden, all hands. 4 generations kneeling in the family lands. My father's slowing now, but his road still runs straight. He supervises the yerba like a chief of state. My son found a marble that my brother lost in '92. The Tierra keeps its treasures till the time comes due. We planted a noble tree for the newest edition, the first grandchild of the 5th generation's edition. And when we finished watering as the sun did blow, my father held a handful of the herd's soft glow. Mira, this dirt's got Jalisco, got your Abuelo, got me. Someday it'll hold your stories, plant them carefully. So here's to every jar of soil on the windowsills perch. Mi tierra, mi calle, the family church. Mi tierra, mi calle, my soil and my street. The ground where my familia planted its feet. From the rancho to the barrio, the earth holds the line. Mi tierra, mi calle, forever mine. And you can't uproot the people who carry their land. In a jar on the windowsill, in the palm of their hand. Dos tierras, una familia. The roots run deep. Mi tierra, mi calle, ours to keep. You smell that? 4:45 in the morning. La Estrella's oven's breathing. The Varrio's first warning that the day's gonna be sweet. Panadería Mornings. Before the sun considers rising over the boulevard spine, La Estrella Panadería's already deep in the grind. Don Salvador's been baking since Nixon held the chair. 50 years of flour dusted through his silver hair. The conchas rise like little planets, pink and yellow and brown. The kernels curl like question marks, the answers all found. But Leo's cracked the golden shells and choirs on the racks. And the smell rolls down the avenue in welcoming acts. It drifts into the bedrooms of the working and worn. A gentler alarm clock than any siren or horn. The first customers assemble in the pre-dawn blue. Night nurses and construction crews, the early shift crew, with their tongues and their trays in the ritual dance. Panadería Mornings, the day's first chance. Pan dulce y cafecito, the morning's first prayer. The ovens of La Estrella, perfume in the air. Grab your tongues, grab your tray, take your time, take your pick. Panadería Mornings, the Varrio's heartbeat tick. And as long as there's a concha rising gold before the dawn, the neighborhood soul keeps rolling Don Salvador knows his customers by pastry and name. Widow Reyes takes 2 orejas, her husband did the same. He still slips an extra in her bag like a note. El Pan, remember Senora, the kindest anecdote. The soccer kids storming at 7 for the pre-game supply. He sponsors every jersey like Stray on the fly. The college girl who studies at the corner table's throne gets refills on the cafecito like she's family grown. Cause a panaderia is more than flour, sugar, and heat. It's the living room of the barrio, the community seat, the bulletin boards and newspaper of quinceañeras and jobs, lost dogs and guitar lessons and the neighborhood's hopes. And when the morning rush crescendos with the tone soft click, it's a symphony of belonging, the barrio's trick. Conchas, cuernos, empanadas de piña, marranitos for the little ones, polvorones fina. The trays keep coming golden from the oven's warm door. Panadería Mornings, who could ask for more? And the chains tried to open with the frozen dough lie. Drive through pan dulce, the barrio walk by. Cause you can't microwave tradition, can't franchise the soul. 50 years of fans and patience, that's the recipe. Hold on, Salvador, just smile when the franchise moved away. El Pan sabe, he said. The bread knows the way. Now his granddaughter Estelita run the morning shift, named after the bakery, the family's gift. She's got a culinary degree in her abuelo's hands, innovating with the classics, the expanding plans. Congelates and horchata cold brew on the board, but the original recipe stay untouched, unexplored. The new brings the young one, the old keeps the soul. She learned that from Salvador, the generational role. He still comes in the four to bless the first batch. Hands in the flour, the ritual attached. And when the sun finally pressed over the boulevard line, the whole block's already sweetened, the morning's design. So here's to Last Raya and the panaderias of the land. The first light of the barrio, baked by hand. Pan dulce y cafecito, the morning's first prayer. The ovens of Last Raya, perfuming the air. Grab your tongues, grab your tray, take your time, take your pick. Panadería Mornings, the barrio's heartbeat tick. And as long as there's a country rising gold before the dawn, the neighborhood soul keeps rolling on. 4:45 mañana, the ovens will sing. Panadería Mornings, the sweetest thing.
Stripes on his sleeve, medals in the drawer he never opens. The quietest man on the block carrying oceans. Veterano, salute. Don Ignacio Waters. Don Ignacio Waters is on at 6 each day. Creased khakis, white tee, not a blade astray. Most of the young ones only know him as the strict old man who returns the soccer balls with a steady hand. But the barber knows the bench, knows the Legion Hall too. 2 tours overseas when the draft came through. 1968, he was 19 years old. Traded prime for a jungle and a story untold. He came home to a country that had questions and stares. Found the Varrio was the only place that offered him chairs. So he planted himself deep like the no-goal in his yard. Raised the family, built the business, stood permanent guard. And the flag on his porch flies at every dawn's birth. A veterano's covenant with this patch of earth. Veterano, veterano, the quiet and the strong, carrying the memories that don't fit in a song. He served for a country, came home to a block. Veterano forever, solid as rock. And the medals in the drawer may never see the light, but the Varrio knows a hero waters his lawn at first light. Every Veterans Day, the elementary invites him to speak. He puts on the old uniform, still fit, still sleek. He don't talk about the battles, won't describe the war. He talks about the brothers and what a promise is for. I made a deal with the fallen on a hill far away, that I live for the both of us every single day. So when you see me planting roses or coaching first base, that Sergeant Ramirez living through me, see his face. The kids go silent in the way that only truth to cheese, and the teachers wipe their eyes on their sweater sleeves. He ends the same way every year with his cap in his hand. Niños, the bravest thing you'll do is love this land, and loving means improving it. Block, block, block. That's the mission that continues, that never stops. Stand when he passes, learn when he speaks. The Veterano curriculum, humility peaks. From the jungle to the garden, from the war to the peace. Veterano, May his lessons never cease. Know some nights, the memories come knocking hard and loud. The Legion Hall brothers form the circle round cafe seat that when presents. The veteranos care, they hold each other's silence like a group prepared. Cause the war ends on paper, but it echoes in the chest. And brotherhood's the medicine that works the best. Last month, Don Ignacio took a fall by the shed. The block responded faster than the paramedics sped. My son Moses lawn now every Saturday at 6. Increased precision. The old man's fixing sitting on his porch. Last week Ignacio called me near, handed me a small box. Been thinking about my year. Inside was a compass from his time overseas. It kept me pointed homeward through the darkest of trees. I'm giving it to the Varrio, you're the keeper for now. When the block loses direction, this'll show you how. I keep it on my dashboard, the needle steady and true. A veterano's North Star for the avenue. So salute the quiet heroes behind every fence line. Veteranos of the Varrio, forever they shine. Veterano, the quiet and the strong, carrying the memories that don't fit in the song. He served for a country, came home to a block. Veterano forever, solid as rock, and the medals in the drawer may never see the light, but the Varrio knows the hero waters his lawn at first light. A las 6 de la mañana, the flag goes up. Veterano, we fill your cup.
La Pulga Saturdays, gates open at dawn. A city of canopies on the fairground lawn. Everything you need and everything you don't. La Pulga Saturdays, leave broke or you won't. 6 a.m. the vendors line up at the eastern gate. Pickups full of treasure and the hustle can't wait. Down at Frane's got the tool I locked down 30 years. Every wrench got a story, every hammer perseveres. The Socks and Chanclas empire runs 4 canopies wide. Senora Wong and Senora Lopez partners side by side. 2 immigrant dynasties merging inventory and grit. The Pulga's the United Nations where the hustle's legit. The fruit cart cathedral with its pyramid displays. Mango sandias, papayas in the morning's first rays. And the smell of the churros commandeers the holy swing. Cinnamon imperialism, the Pulga sweet king. I've been coming in since diapers in my mother's old cart. La Pulga's not a market, it's a work of art.
La Pulga, the Saturday scene where a dollar stretches further than a limousine. Haggle with a smile, treat the vendors like kin. La Pulga Saturdays, everybody wins. And whatever you're hunting, from a carburetor to a crown, somebody at the Pulga's got it. Walk it down.
Yeah. Soy Jessica, my puestos in the northwest block. Vintage dresses and joyery of the classic stock. I started with 1 table and my grandmother's rings. Now I got 3 canopies and the resale wings. The Pulga made me a businesswoman before any degree. Cash flow and customer service, the fairground MBA. I learned to read a customer from 30 feet out. The browser from the buyer, the haggler's route. And the vendors are familiar behind the commerce and cash. We watch each other's puestos on the bathroom dash. When Doña Martia broke her hip in the fall, 20 puestos ran her table till she stood tall. The Pulga's got no HR, got no corporate creed. Just the code of the vendors, familiar in need. So bring your dollars on a Saturday, walk the maze with respect. Every canopy's a dream that the sweat has decked.
La Pulga Saturdays, gates open at dawn. A city of canopies on the fairground lawn. Everything you need and everything you don't. La Pulga Saturdays, leave broke or you won't.
And the soundtrack of the Pulga is a masterpiece of blend. The cumbia from the west style, the rock from the end. The vendors calling specials in a musical debate.
3x5, 3x5.
The fairground's heart rate, a symphony of hustle under canopy skies. La Pulga's got a rhythm that money can't buy. Yeah. Now walk with me past the Chicano records crate, where the DJ preaches vinyl at a discount rate. Past the bootleg cologne man with the suitcase of scent, smells exactly like the real one, 90%. Past the quinceanera dress roll like a pastor parade. Mothers doing calculations on the layaway trade. The Birdman with his cages of canaries and song. The Pulga soundtrack layer, you can't go wrong. My daughter found a prom dress here for 28 bucks. Altered by Senora Chen, the collaboration of luck. She looked like a magazine cover at a fraction of cost. The Pulga economics, nothing's ever lost. And when the sun climbs high and the canopies glow, La Pulga's a masterpiece, the Saturday show.
La Pulga, the Saturday scene, where a dollar stretches further than a limousine. Haggle with a smile, treat the vendors like kin. La Pulga Saturdays, everybody wins. And whatever you're hunting, from a car to red or to a crown, somebody at the Pulga's got it. Walk it down.
Yeah. Next Saturday, 6 a.m. Bring the small bills, amigo. La Pulga forever. The Varrio's Mercado.
Barrio University. Barrio University. No tuition, no dorms. The curriculum survival, and the weather's all storms. Professors on the porches, textbooks in the streets. Barrio University, where the learning never sleeps. My first economics class was watching mama stretch a check, supply and demand and sacrifice, the household spec. My first engineering course was T.O. fixing the swamp cooler, with a coat hanger and a prayer, the barrio's ruler. Chemistry was as well as kitchen measurements by soul. Un poquito de esto, the tortillas roll. And psychology was reading the room at every family fight, knowing when to speak your mind and when to hold it tight. The barrio don't got lecture halls with the ivy on the stone, but it graduates survivors who can handle the unknown. Street smarts ain't the opposite of the book kind, entiende. It's the operating system that the books depend on, compadre. So before you sleep on the education of the block, check the transcript of the hustle. Around the clock. Barrio University, the degree of the real. Masters in resilience, PhD in the deal. The diplomas in the calluses, the honors in the heart. Barrio University, the smartest of the smart, and the ones who leave for college with the block in their veins. Carry both curriculums, the double trained brain. Let me introduce the faculty of the Avenue School. Dunya Cello teaches botany by the gardens rule. Don Ephraim shot class runs from his Pulga tool row. How to fix it for you trash it, the sustainable flow. The commanders run the daycare co-op, child development live. Economics of the tender, keeping dreams alive. The veteranos teach the history, the textbooks omit the walkouts and the movements and the courage and grit. And the dropout who make millions in the car detail game. Guest lectures at the barbershop, entrepreneurial flame. They said I wasn't college material, they were right. I was CEO material, different flight. Every corner's a department, every elder redeemed. The Barrio University, the campus unseen. Barrio University, no tuition, no dorm. The curriculum survival, and the weather's all storms. Professors on the porches, textbooks in the streets. Barrio University, where the learning never sleeps. And don't get the message crooked. We push the college dream, every scholarship celebrated like a championship team. But we send our students back in with a bonus degree. The body's dual curriculum, the roots in the tree. Cause a scholar with street wisdom is a force unconfined. The library in the boulevard, the complete mind. My daughter's at the university, pre-med and proud, but she says her barrio classes make her stand from the crowd. When the study group panicked at the finals tight vice, she organized like a tanda, the block's device. When the roommate hit depression in the winter's gray fog, she knew the porch light protocol, presence over dialogue. Her professor asked her once where she learned to lead. She said the flea market vendor taught me people succeed in the Veterano, taught me steady in the Panadería, taught me dawn, and my mama taught me stretching when the money's all gone. The lecture hall when quiet at the sources she named. Barrio University, never ashamed. So here's to both the campuses that build who we are. The ivory towers and the boulevards, twin North Star. Barrio University, the degree of the real. Masters in resilience, PhD in the deal. The diplomas in the calluses, the honors in the heart. Barrio University, smartest of the smart, and the ones who leave for college with the block in their veins. Carry both curriculums, the double trained brains. Class is always in session, the avenues hall. Barrio University, valedictorians all. There's a zenith on the workbench, older than me. still catching frequencies of history. Abuelo's radio, turn it up slow. My abuelo bought the Zenith in 1962. First big purchase in the new land when the dollars were few. A grain cabinet with the golden dials glow. The throne room of the living room, the family's radio. Every evening after dinner he'd conduct the affair. Boleros and rancheras, floating soft through the air. He closed his eyes on certain songs and traveled back south. The radio's a time machine, no visa, no route. Pedro Infante and the trios of his younger days. Javier Solis pouring velvet through the vacuum tube haze. And Sunday morning Misa broadcast live on the dial. Abuelo with the rosary, the radio's out. The Zenith raised the family on frequencies of home. A wooden box of belonging wherever we roam. Abuelo's radio, still catching the waves. The soundtrack of the bloodline through the years it saves. Static and boleros in the news at the hour. Abuelo's radio, the frequency of power. And when the old songs crackle through the golden dials light, the whole familiar time travels, the past burning bright. When Abuelo passed the workshop, the radio came to me. The cousins got the tools in the truck and the settee, but I got the Zenith and I understood the will. He left me the frequencies, the songs and the skill. I restored it on the weekends with the YouTube guides. New capacitors and patience, the old wood revived. And when it hummed alive again with that golden tone, the first song through the speaker made me weep alone. It was the bolero from their wedding, I swear on the saints. The radio remembered no logical constraints. Now it sits in my garage where the 64 sleeps, serenading the restoration, the vigil it keeps. And my kids do their homework to the ranchera stream. Fourth generation raised on the Zenith's dream. Turn the dial slow, let the static clear. The old songs are waiting for the hearts that hear. From Jalisco to the garage, the signal stays strong. Abuelo's radio, playing our song. And the streaming's got convenience, I won't pretend. 10 million songs a second at my fingertips end. But the radio taught patience, you wait for the gold. And the waiting made the hearing worth 100-fold. When your song finally crackled through the evening air, the whole room stopped to listen, the family prayer. Yeah. Last December the Zenith went quiet mid-song. A tube gave up its ghost after 60 years strong. My son found the replacement on a forum online. A collector in Ohio, the last of the line. We installed it together, his small hands in the glow. Fourth generation learning what the tubes need to know. And when the sound returned like a river released, he asked me why we bother when the phones got the feast. I told him, mijo, this radio crossed the border in the truck. Survived 6 decades of familia, of grief and of love. When you hear these songs through this speaker, you hear every Sunday of your bloodline gathered close and near. He nodded like his great Abuelo used to do, and turned the golden dial gently, the tradition renewed. Abuelo's radio, still catching the waves. The soundtrack of the bloodline through the years it saves. Static and boleros in the news at the hour. Abuelo's radio, the frequency of power. And when the old songs crackle through the golden dials light, the whole familiar time travels, the past burning bright. Sigue tocando viejito, keep playing the gold. Abuelo's radio, never growing old. Yeah. On the mantle. Yeah. On the mantle there's a photograph of 5 sets of hands, stacked one atop the other like geological strands. Vice Abuela's on the bottom, 92 years worn. Mine is second from the top, and my grandson's newborn. 5 generations breathing at the same address. The photographer said rare, we just said blessed. Vice Abuela crossed the 17 in 1949 with a suitcase and the Bible in the wheel like a mine. She picked the field, she cleaned her home, she sewed until 3. Every stitch a little scripture of what we could be. Her daughter, my Abuela, was the first to graduate. Her daughter, my mother, was the first with a plate on the college wall of honor. And me, I broke the chain of rent and bought the house where the 5 of us reign. Cinco generations under one roof's grace. A century of the bloodline in a single embrace. From the fields to the mortgage to the grandbaby's cry. Cinco generations, the reason and the why. And when the photo album opens on a Sunday, slow tide. 100 years of courage, sitting side by side. Vice Abuela holds the morning. She's up with the birds, directing the cafecito with her hand full of words. She supervises breakfast like a 5-star command. 80 years of recipes moving through her hands. Abuela runs the garden in the neighborhood and tell who's sick, who's celebrating. The human bell. My mother works the school board in the family's books. The general of logistics with the knowing looks. And me, I run the shop and drive the 64 slow with the grandbaby's car seat where the subwoofers go. 5 kids of one story in a single household hum. The mathematics are familiar, the total and sum. When one of us is struggling, 4 pairs of hands appear. That's the Cinco generation insurance, always near. One roof, 5 lifetimes, a century span. From the border crossing courage to the grandbaby's hand. The bloodline don't break, it just adds a new ring. Cinco generations, the eternal spring. And the beautiful collisions of the eras in one hall. Vice Abuela teaching TikToks how tortillas should fall. The grandbaby's first palabras in the Spanglish blend. 5 dialects of loving that seamlessly extend. The house is small, the walls are thin, the schedule's a storm, but the crowd are kinda loving, keeps the winters warm. Last month, Vice Abuela turned 92 years ago. We threw the party in the backyard like the tradition holds. 5 generations dancing to the same cumbia beat. Her wheelchair did the spinning with the grandbaby's feet. The mayor sent a letter, the parish sent a priest, but she said the greatest honor was the familia at the feast. She raised the agua fresca and she spoke over the crowd. I crossed alone at 17, now look at this cloud of witnesses and grandbabies in the house that we own. Every hardship was a brick and now meet of the throne. And she pointed at the photograph of 5 sets of hands. This is why we cross the deserts and we work the lands. Not for gold, not for glory, but for exactly this. Cinco generations in a single kiss. Cinco generations under one roof's grace. A century of the bloodline in a single embrace. From the fields to the mortgage to the grandbaby's cry. Cinco generations, the reason and the why. And when the photo album opens on a Sunday, slow tide. 100 years of courage, sitting side by side. 5 hands on the mantle, one story, one stream. Cinco generations, the American dream, the Barrio's theme. This the old school testament. Wisdom of the age. This the old school testament. The scrolls of the street, handwritten by the elders in the summer's heat. Study every chapter before you write your own page. Old school testament. Wisdom of the age. Chapter 1. Your words are currency that can't devalue. Spend it careless once and watch what the market do. My grandfather sealed deals with the handshake and eyes. 40 years of business, never lawyered up twice. Chapter 2. Respect the elders elders even when they're wrong. Correct them in private, keep the public face strong. Chapter 3, the familia eats before you count your own plate. The hand that serves the table is the hand that shapes fate. Chapter 4, keep your ride clean and your promises cleaner. The state of your machine reflects your inner demeanor. Chapter 5, when the block's in trouble, you show you don't sin. Presence is the titan that the Varrio depends. These ain't rules from a rule book, they carved in the years. The old school testament, written in sweat and tears. Pass the testament down, every verse, every line. From the OGs to the young ones through the corridors of time. It ain't scripture from a mountain, it's the code of the block. Old school testament, solid as rock. And every generation has a chapter of its own, but the foundation stays eternal, carved in stone. Chapter 6, love your lady like the church loves a saint. Publicly, proudly, no asterisk, no restraint. Chapter 7, raise your children with your presence, not gifts. The hours of the inheritance that permanently lives. Chapter 8, when you make it, build a bridge, not a wall. The elevator you rode up, send it back down the hall. Chapter 9, hold your losses like a man holds his hat. With dignity in the wind, no excuses, no chat. Chapter 10, the grudges of luggage with the permanent fee. Forget for your own shoulders, travel light, travel free. I learned these from the bench in the garage, in the pews, from the Veteranos in the Abuelos, the eternal news. And every chapter calls somebody a scar or a fall. The old school testament, the Varrio's law. It's the old school testament, the scrolls of the street. Handwritten by the elders in the summer's heat. Study every chapter before you write your own page. Old school testament. With wisdom of the age. And the new school got its genius, let the record show. The technology and hustle and the global flow. But wisdom don't expire like the apps on your phone. The testament's the anchor when the winds have blown. So blend the old and new like the master mechanics do. Vintage frame, modern engine, the hybrid, that's true. Now I keep a leather notebook in the 64's glove, writing down the elder sayings, archiving the love. El flojo trabaja doble, the lazy work twice, down Aurelio's economics. Precise, dime con quien anda. Show me your crew, abuela sociology. The mirror review, my son thinks it's old-fashioned till the moments arrive. When the private from the notebook helps him navigate the drive. Last week he quoted chapter 1 at his first business deal. Walked away from easy money that didn't smell real. Called me from the parking lot, pops the testament held. And I felt the elder smiling from wherever they dwelled. So write it down, mi gente, every lesson you've earned. The old school testament, the pages that burn. Pass the testament down, every verse, every line. From the OGs to the young ones through the corridors of time. It ain't scripture from a mountain, it's the code of the block. Old school testament, solid as rock. And every generation has a chapter of its own, but the foundation stays eternal, carved in stone. Chapter 11's yours to write, make it worthy. Old school testament, the eternal journey.
Every barrio's got his royalty, no palace required. Her crown is how she carries, in the hearts she's inspired. La Reina del Varrio,
bow down.
You could spot her at the Mercado with a basket and list, greeting every single puesto like a diplomat's gift. Doña Esperanza, 60 years the Varrio's queen. Not elected, not appointed, just consistently seen. She ran the school cafeteria for 32 years, fed a generation's lunches, dried 1,000 tears. Every kid got extra portions when the home fridge was bare. She kept the mental ledger but pretended not to care. Now retired, but the reign continues from a porch's throne. She knows every birthday, every wedding, every phone the city gave her a certificate. Community pillar, she used it as a placemat. The humility's realer, cause the reina don't need paper to certify the crown. The proof is how the whole block lights up when she's around. La Reina del Varrio,
Corona de amor, her kingdom is the black. From the church to the store, no throne but a porch chair. No scepter but a spoon. La reina del barrio, the barrio's moon. And when she walks the boulevard, watch the traffic slow. Royalty in chanclas, the realest we know.
Soy Leticia, and Esperanza trained me from 16. I was angry at the world and caught between a broken home and bad decisions circling like crows. She hired me at the cafeteria, the seat she chose. She taught me that the ladle is a leadership tool, that feeding people's the original golden rule. She never preached a sermon, never quoted a saint, just modeled how a queen moves through struggle and complaint. When my mother hit a crisis, Esperanza took me in. 6 months in the guest room, the rescue in the wind. Now I run the community kitchen off of 7th and Vine. 300 plates on Sundays, the lineage divine. She passed me the ladle like a scepter of the realm. La Reina succession, a new hand at the helm.
Coronas invisibles on the queens of the block, the ones who hold the neighborhood around the clock. No tiaras, no pageant, just a daily crusade. La Reina del Varrio,
the Royal Brigade.
And the arena's got a network, an unofficial court. The camaraderies of the county, the mutual support. They move the meals and child care and the rides to the dock. A monarchy of mercy ruling block after block. No headlines write the rain, but the results are clear. The Varrio stays standing cause the queens are here.
Last month Esperanza took a fall by the stairs, and the Varrio showed the queen the harvest of her cares. The fire department sent the crew, she fed his boys. The doctor was a cafeteria kid, full circle joys. A hospital womb looked like a florist parade. 3 generations visiting the love she had made. And when she came home, healing to a porch's command post. The block had built a ramp with a hand-painted toast.
Para nuestra reina,
gold letters and vines, she cried into a cafecito, the first tears in time. Now Leticia brings her son these plates from the kitchen she runs, and they sit on the porch like 2 moons in the suns. The crown passing gently in the evening soft light. La Reinas del Varrio,
eternal and bright. La Reina del Varrio, corona de amor. Her kingdom is the block from the church to the store. No throne but a porch chair. No scepter but a spoon. La Reina del Varrio, the barrio's moon. And when she walks the boulevard, watch the traffic slow. Royalty in chanclas, the realest we know. Que viva la reina,
long may she reign.
La Reina del Varrio,
bless her name, bless her name. The porch is the parliament of the working class street. 2 folding chairs, a railing in the evening's receipt. My father held his sessions there from 7 to 9. A cafecito in the sunset and the wisdom's design. He never lectured from the porch, that was the art. He asked the kind of questions that unlock the heart.
¿Y tú qué piensas, mijo?
And what do you think? The porch made me a thinker before I could drink. Neighbors drifted to the railing like boats to a dock, unloading their dilemmas from around the block. And my father listened deeper than the therapists do. The porch light was a shingle, the counsel came true. No appointment necessary, no invoice, no fee, just a chair and his attention. The porch legacy, porch wisdom, handed down in the evening's glow. The university of railings that the barrios know. Pull up a chair, pour a cup, let the daylight fade. Porch wisdom, where the men are made. And the porch don't need a stage or a spotlight's beam, just 2 chairs and the willingness to hear a dream. The porch taught me silence is a sentence too, that sitting with a struggling man is helping him through the night. Rodrigo lost his job at the plant. My father didn't offer plans or the pep talk chant. He just poured the man's cafecito when they watched the cars pass. An hour of the quiet, the healing in mass. Then Rodrigo stood up taller, said gracias Don Luis, and walked home with his shoulders remembering their peace. The porch taught me presence beats 100 wise words, that the ear's the greatest instrument the evening's heard. It taught me every sunset deserves a witness or 2, and every heavy Tuesday needs a porch to come through. So when they ask me where I studied the art of the man, I pointed to chairs and a railing, the porch is plain. Evening bells and cafecito steam, the porch holds court for the neighborhood's dream. Come heavy, leave lighter, that's the guarantee. Porch wisdom forever, the front row seat free.
And the porches keep a rhythm through the seasons rotation. Summer sessions running long like a full conversation. Winter meetings short and bundled, but the ritual survives. Cause the porch is a heartbeat. It keeps the block alive. From the rocking chairs of the abuelos to the steps where kids sprawl. The porch is the cathedral that welcomes them all. My father's been gone 6 Aprils, but the porch still runs. I hold the 7 and 9 now, the past and the sun. Same folding chairs, same railing, same cafe seat to pour. The neighbors' kids bring questions to the counselor's door. Last week, the Ramirez boy came heavy with choice. College, far away or staying close. I heard my father's voice come out my own mouth gently.
Ay, ¿tú qué piensas, mijo?
And watched him find his answer in the evening's rojo. He chose the far horizon with the block in his chest. And I sent him off the porch light, the ritual blessed. Someday you'll hold the porch too in the city and on 2 chairs and the railing, the wisdom regrown. Cause the porch ain't the lumber, it's the practice of care. Porch wisdom eternal, the chair's always there. Porch wisdom, handed down in the evening's glow. The university of railings at the barrios know. Pull up a chair, pour a cup, let the daylight fade. Porch wisdom, where the men are made. And the porch don't need a stage or a spotlight's beam. Just 2 chairs and the willingness to hear a dream. 7 to 9, the light's always on. Porch wisdom, from father to son, and on.
Last song of the album, so we do it the old way. Every classic in the Varrio rolling one parade. The Legacy Cruise, fire it up. Legacy Cruise. Every generation rolls from the bombers to the 64s. The caravan of souls. Grandfathers in the lead cars, grandbabies in the rear. Legacy Cruise forever. The lineage is here. First Sunday of October, the tradition ignites. The annual Legacy Cruise, the Varrio's rights. 40 classics assembled at the old Mercado lot. Every rider rolling chapter of the years we got. Don Ignacio leads the line in his 48 fleet line. The elder statesman's chariot, the front of the timeline. Behind them roll the 50s in the chrome parade. Then the 60s and the 70s, the decades displayed. My 64 holds position in the family way. My son riding shotgun, learning what to say. Then the roots of pilgrimage through everything we know. Past the church, past the courts, past live sprayers glow. The sidewalks filled with familiars, waving flags and phones. The whole Varrio assembled, the crews of thrones. Round slow, roll proud, let the history shine. 40 classics moving through the Varrio spine. Every honk's a blessing, every wave's a vow. Legacy Cruise, then forever and now. And when the last chrome bump around, the boulevards bend, the legacy keeps rolling. It don't never end. We pause at the cemetery gates, the sacred tradition. Engines idle soft for the missing addition. The riders gone before us who taught us the way. Don Roberto's old Impala leads the silent display. Driven by his grandson with the plaque on the dash. El Sereno Porta Vida, the eternal sash. 1 minute of the rumble like a mechanical prayer. Then the horns rise together, the salute in the air. Cause the Legacy Cruise ain't just chrome and paint. It's a rolling day of the dead for every Varrio saint. The ones who built the tradition ride in every engine's hum. And we carry them forward till our own time comes. Then we roll past the elementary where the future's wave. The next generation watching the line we pay. Legacy Cruise. Every generation rolls from the bombers to the 64s. The caravan of souls. Grandfathers in the lit cars. Grandbabies in the rear. Legacy Cruise forever.
the lineage.
And this album ends here, but the cruise don't stop. 18 songs of the Varrio from the bottom to the top. The OGs and the Reinas and the Porches and the Pan, the Placas and the Pulgas and the Veterano stand. If you wrote this whole album, then you family now. The Varrio Eterno, we show you how. The cruise concludes at sunset at the Lookout's crown. 40 classics parked in formation looking down on everything we come from and everything we hold. The Varrio spread below us in the evening's gold. Don Ignacio gathers everyone hat in his hand. Myron, this tradition started with 3 cars and a plan. Now look at this armada, 4 generations deep. This is what we cruise for, the promise we keep. And he points at my son and the young ones in the line. Someday you'll lead this caravan, keep the route divine. Remember every landmark, every elder, every name. The legacies of relay, now carry the flame. The sun drops, go behind us as the engines sing low. Varrio Eterno forever. Now roll.
Roll slow, roll proud, let the history shine. 40 classics moving through the Varrio spine. Every honk's a blessing, every wave's a vow.
Legacy cruise.
Then forever and now, when the last chrome bumper rounds, the boulevard's bare and the legacy keeps rolling.
It don't never end. Same cruise, next October. Same route, same pride. Legacy cruise.